So this is the 05:45 hours GMT edition of the KhoodeelaarTV television channel, broadcasting on the under the banner of the Baby Angel Geronimo editions. Baby Angel Geronimo is the world's most authentic, reliable, and consistent, ethical, compassionate witness to the evilness being perpetrated in the United Kingdom by various occupants in the state offices at every level and in the agencies. One of the agencies is due during today, that is Wednesday, the 22nd of February, 2022. Sorry, 2023. 22nd of February 2023 to officially publish a ruling on the latest appeal made on behalf of Shamima Begum against the decision made by stupid Jabid, when stupid Jabid was in post as the member for the cabinet fronting the Department of the Interior. That's the international phrase that I'm using. What is domestically used is the Home Office. And the Home Office is the opposite. The term Home Office does the opposite of everything that the word home supposedly means. The incumbents in the Home Office, currently the one that we call Evilar, Cruelar, Suela. She succeeds, of course, the longer term one, ugly Priti Patel. Priti Patel was the ugliest perpetrator of abuses holding that post. But she has been easily exceeded in perpetration of evil by Suela, Evila, Cruella. Now, this is a significant list because all of these incumbents in the particular periods have got backgrounds in South Asia. Stupid Jabid is of Pakistani background, and Evila, Cruella, Suela is of a background along the southern coast of India. And Ugly Patel, although she was born in this country, Ugly Patel's parents came from Uganda, which they had to flee while Idi Amin was carrying out the race-related expulsion of mainly people from the subcontinent. So that was in Uganda in the 1960s. And Uganda was one of the three, I think, four countries in Africa. Kenya, and I think Zambia. Now, despite the fact that their backgrounds take them to South Asia. All of these South Asian descendant occupants of the UK Interior Ministry have shown their capacity to perpetrate betrayal on a massive scale, and the removal of the British by birth citizenship of Shamima Begum by stupid Javed is the worst possible example of abuse. So, while we shall be previewing this ruling that is expected to become part of the main topic of discussion, routine discussion in the UK during the day today, Wednesday, the 22nd of February 2023, this will not be a discussion that will recognize the internationally validly assertable human rights by Shamima Begum because of the institutional built-in corruption, racism, anti-Muslim hostility that dominates every single aspect of the UK society. So that's the introduction, and we shall be, of course, updating on the item by item during the course of the day today, Wednesday, the 22nd of February 2023. How does baby angel Geronimo come in? Because all the things that Shamima Begum, the hatred, the vilification, the stereotyping, without any relation to any evidence, in brazen daylight, let's say, in defying the otherwise vaunted adherence by the UK to the universal values. So there is the Sky News. This is a post 3 hours ago saying, why is Shamima Begum back in the news? We are reading that at 05:56 hours GMT on Wednesday, the 22nd of February 2023. Now, where is the item? This video length 2.46 minutes, 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And as we said, I mean, this is not playing, the internet connection is weak. So the video is not playing very well. So what is the Wales online is saying about the judgment being due in Shamima Begum's appeal over citizenship removal? Special Immigration Appeals Commission, let's abbreviate that to SIAC. It's a piece by Jess Glass of Wales today and Shane Just Glass of Press Association, and it has been modified by Shane Jarvis at 3:53 GMT for Wales today. Shamima Begum is due to find out whether she has won an appeal against the decision to remove her British citizenship. Well, that is a wrong ending of that sentence because her British citizenship should be qualified emphatically, stressing that she is British by birth. The second sentence is she was just 15 when she and two other East London schoolgirls, again, there is an error there. It says traveled to Syria to join the so called Islamic State in February 2015. That's a lie. They did not travel, they were handled, they were operated. There is absolutely no evidence that they traveled independently. So, this kind of error is intentional error, deliberate error, negligent error by the news outlets, which error as a principle, as a policy, will continue to be perpetrated today during the whole of this discussion, whatever the appeal ruling outcome. And this says her British citizenship was revoked on national security grounds. This is absolute rubbish. Sajid Javid never produced any ground except racist and ignorant, unfounded smears. And that happened in 2019, so 4 calendar years ago. And this man who is going to give the decision later this morning, this is 6 o'clock GMT, so sometime between now and midday, Mr. Justice J is due to give the decision this morning. During a 5-day hearing in November, Ms. Begum's lawyers said that the Home Office had a duty to investigate whether she was a victim of trafficking before stripping her of her British citizenship. The specialist tribunal heard the specialist tribunal heard said that is a grammatical mess up, isn't it? It's shoddy editing as well. The specialist tribunal heard said that she was recruited, transported, transferred, harbored, and received in Syria for the purpose of sexual exploitation and marriage to an adult male. It wasn't a marriage to an adult male. An alleged pretext created for her to be raped serially. At a previous hearing in February 2020, the same commission ruled that the decision to remove her British citizenship was lawful as Ms. Begum was a citizen of Bangladesh by descent at the time of the decision. There is no such thing as a citizen of Bangladesh by descent, you fucking cunts. However, her barrister said the decision had made Miss Begum de facto stateless, where she had no practical right to citizenship in Bangladesh, with Bangladesh authorities stating they would not allow her into the country. They did not state only that, they said they would hang her, they would murder her. So, this whole idea that she had a descent, citizenship of Bangladesh by descent, is ludicrous and is ignorant. Barristers for the Home Office defended the government's decision, arguing that people trafficked to Syria and brainwashed could still be a threat to national security. How the fuck? Adding that Miss Begum expressed no remorse when she initially emerged from IS controlled territory. What the fuck was she supposed to do? She didn't appear prepared with all the legal options being properly and duly and reasonably explained to her. Fucking hell. This ED, James ED, is the KC. This is the cunt that we confronted 15 years or so ago. This cunt was representing the corrupt Crossrail whole plotting promoters. And we defeated this ED as well as the other crooks that appeared during the exchanges. This ED said about Shamima Begum, there was no credible suspicion that she was a victim of trafficking. How the fuck does he know that there was no credible? What does he mean by credible? Or was at real and immediate risk. Now, if there is no credible ground, then how is it credible to say that she is a threat? Well, this cunt, James ED, is a complete utter twat. He doesn't know the fucking constitutional law, human rights law. He doesn't care. He's a stooge. And it says that he added that the security services continued to assess. This is a crafty, lying form of the word or the sentence is. Continue to assess that Miss Begum poses a risk to national security. What the fuck? They don't assess her human rights by birth, British citizenship right by birth. So they have abandoned her even before they formally demonized her. So this item says that the judgment is due to be handed down at 10 a.m. So as I said, we shall be diagnosing this actual delivery. So there is this news item that Paul Ansel, who is Nicola Bulley's partner husband, has made a revealing statement saying that somebody close to him is responsible for Nicola's mystery. Now, what he is suggesting effectively is that Nicola was murdered by someone that Paul will, I am sure he will name in public in due course. He is hinting at now. What is he saying? The partner of Nicola Bulley is certain that someone living close to him is responsible for her vanishing. Paul Ansel told Dan Walker in a Channel 5 interview that he believes the key to the mystery lies close to home. Miss Bulley vanished while walking her Springer Spaniel dog Willow alongside the river Wyre in St. Michael's on Wyre on January 27. Mr. Ansel said people don't just vanish into thin air. It's absolutely impossible. So something has happened. Of course, something has happened, and it makes sense what he's saying so far anyway. Whatever has happened in my eyes has to be somebody who knows the local area. You would only know that area by local. It's a local area. Mr. Ansel said he regularly walked the path she disappeared from since they met 12 years ago. He said you see the same faces every single day. And on the very odd occasion when you see somebody that you don't know, they stand out like a sore thumb. The fact that nothing has been seen or heard, I just truly believe that it's something in the village. Somebody Paul knows, Paul Ansel, is hinting at somebody murdered Nicola. And we say again, we send our bestest prayers and wishes to Nicola and her friends and her family and her two girls. During later parts of today, of course, we shall be talking more about Nicola and we shall be talking more about the police. Why will we talk about the police? Because we shall come to the police aspect in a minute. Now, here is the Metro. The Metro, this is the London morning newspaper. It's a small newspaper. And their main page one splash reads Ring of Hatred inside the Metropolitan Police. What they're saying, let's check this one. Ring of Hatred, this is very significant use of words. What they are actually referring to. To sort out, it's really very slow, the Safari, compared to the Google Chrome and others. And there is a tweet in reply to the BBC News tweet, and it reads, and I quote, "At what point is Cressida Dick going to acknowledge utterly failing to do anything about the criminality that is widespread in the Met, that is Metropolitan Police? Cressida Dick apparently turned a blind eye to it all when she was, quote, in charge. Absolutely. So, anyone who says anything about the police has to check what words they're using. What does reporting to the police mean? The entry on Cressida Dick is ridiculous. It says Dame Cressida Dick, DBE, QPM. What a frightening list of abbreviations. Is a retired British police officer, for heaven's sake, who served as Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police from 2017 to 2022. Now, this is ridiculous. She is both the first female and the first openly homosexual officer to lead London's Metropolitan Police Service. Dick joined the Met in 1983. From 1995 to 2000, she was a high ranking, let's say, post holder, a policewoman in Thames Valley Police. I mean, this is absolutely corrupt, this entry. I mean, it overstates her being gay and says that she held senior roles in the forces, that is, the Metropolitan Police Forces, Metropolitan London, Metropolitan Police Forces Diversity Directorate, doing what? In anti gang and anti gun crime operations and in counter terrorism operations. In June 2009, she was promoted to the rank of Assistant Commissioner, the first woman to hold that rank substantively. She briefly served as acting deputy commissioner in late 2011 and 2012 during a vacancy in the office. She oversaw the Metropolitan Police's security preparations for the security operations for the 2012 London Olympics. Dick retired from the Met Police in 2015 to accept a role in the Foreign Office, but returned in 2017 on being selected by the Home Office to succeed Bernard Hogan Howe as Metropolitan Police Commissioner, becoming the first woman to hold the post. What is the significance of referring to her as woman? What did she do for women? She obviously allowed the recruitment of the dangerous rapist, kidnapper, murderer, burner of Sarah Barrard, Wayne Cousins. So they reluctantly admit that her career has included several significant crises and controversies. I mean, So she was in the control room during the operation, which led to the police police murdering John Charles de Menezes, an innocent Brazilian who had been wrongly identified as a potential suicide bomber. That was racist identification because they racistly murdered him by treating him as a Pakistani. And this whole entry is devoid of racism. The role she played in perpetuating racism and racist hatred. She says that the Metropolitan Police was not free from racism and discrimination. So, what did she do about that? She colluded and she allowed this. And she has got absolutely, literally, too many I mean, she was given Doctor of Letters D.Lit in 2015 by the University of Westminster. And then in 2018, she was given doctorate by the Cranfield University. Cranfield is a notorious kind of conduit for so many things that are wrong and secret and anti-democratic and secretive in British state. I mean, all these dates are after she played the role of being in control and command when the innocent Brazilian man was murdered. Effectively, because the murderers decided that he was a Pakistani, and prima facie, a Pakistani is the fact of Pakistani origin. The facts. So the person, quite apart from Cressida Dick, who has been racistly endorsed and promoted ferociously by the racist Daily Mail and the racist rest of the media, especially as the rest of the media pitted her against the Pakistani origin incumbent in the post of Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. It is nothing to do with the evidence. It is to do with the perception that because parentage, Sadiq Khan must be wrong. And he is white. So Sadiq Khan himself was picked up by the Labour Party when they were in power, so-called, I think during the period of Gordon Brown. And when Sadiq Khan was a member of parliament and was given a kind of junior post and was described in the news as the first one from his kind of background to be appointed to that kind of position. Sadiq Khan's first statement that was in the news was UK were to blame for the anti-Muslim environment at various stages in the society. Now, that was his contribution. I mean, that was Sadiq Khan's status of the police in terms of making the police accountable. There is no point in talking about Sadiq Khan in the context of policing in London because he has not played a part at all. I mean, in comparison with Sadiq Khan's treatment of a commissioner of the London Police, London Metropolitan Police, Sadiq Khan's role is absent, whereas the evil doing Boris Johnson exploited the position of Ian Blair. Ian Blair was the commissioner when Cressida Dick was identified as the controlling Metropolitan Police person giving the orders for the murder of the innocent Brazilian. And that murder of the innocent Brazilian never left the table of Ian Blair, who was the commissioner at the time. And Boris Johnson absolutely, totally exploited that vulnerability by Ian Blair. And he put it about, Boris Johnson that is, that it was him who got Ian Blair to offer his resignation. Now, it was a coincidence, but Ian Blair did offer his resignation, and irrespective of the incumbent as mayor of London in the name of London, which constitutionally makes the incumbent mayor the actual head of the police authority, the Metropolitan Police Authority. So, regardless of who the individual was as mayor at the expense of London, Ian Blair was actually counting the days before he would quit, because the public awareness, as opposed to public outrage at the murder of the innocent Brazilian, was continuing. And that was the thing that forced Ian Blair out of the office. What does the wiki entry on Ian Blair say? We are still talking about the police. We shall come back to this, and we shall go back to Lancashire, and we talk about the police role there in betraying Nicola Bulley. And we shall be talking about Shamima Begum and the police. Now, Ian Blair, the Ian is spelled with an A, not with an I. And it says that he's 70 years old. He will be 70 on the 19th of March. He was born on 19th of March 1953. Blair joined the Metropolitan Police in 1974. And he, like Cressida Dick, was also posted in Thames Valley Police for 10 years. Now, Ian Blair was born in Chester, not in Oxford, where Cressida